Morning, guys. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. We're heading out with Buddy. He's in my arms right now, so excuse the jumble. I'm going to kind of give you a little view of him. We're just going to kind of go over. We've done this already in a lot of our videos. Yep, good dog. Where we start talking about the dogs getting potty trained, how I do it. I take the dogs out on the fence line. There you go. Go potty. Good boy. Go potty. Good. Put them down and then encourage them to go to the bathroom. And after a while, they start learning the word potty. So I guess I kind of wanted to accent how important right now, this whole stage, 9-10 weeks. Good drink. Good boy. Good. He's right away going. I just had Daisy out here and she didn't run over the water. I've already got an established pattern with him. Good drink. Good boy. Good drink. Good boy. You good drink? Good boy. Or I splash the water. I show it to him. I tell him to get a drink. I keep repeating words. So I just keep saying these words again and again in a pattern so that they understand vocabulary. You want to go bye-bye, you want to get a drink, the word hup, getting in the back of the truck to load into the kennel. These words that you have come at you again and again through your regular lifestyle and your routines. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Good boy. Good. That's my boy. And Buddy's got a lot of this already established. You see him kind of just walking along with me already. Let's go. Come on. Come on, buddies. And he's going to go to the number 2 here pretty quick. And we just keep repeating this and we keep saying the words. So if he goes to the bathroom, I say, you want to go potty? Good boy. You go potty, good dog. And I repeat the word, go potty. You want to get a drink? You want to go bye-bye? Hup is a big word because we use that for jumping on things and a lot of his life is going to be spent. Come on. No, buddy. Buddy. Nope. Nah. I want him to learn to go in another spot. So I'll do that later. But in a general sense, we're going to start doing a lot of vocabulary with him. And they're doing that already, starting to establish it. When I start my people, places, and things routine, which I've already started with these guys. It's a beautiful day out here today. Huh, buddy? Huh? You done with that? I got to go back and pick it up. Tina will have my butt. Yes, she will. She'll kick my butt if I don't clean up that dookie. Yeah. Good dog. All right. So, people, places, and things is a good time to start talking about that as well. Somebody mentioned last night that they're looking forward to seeing how they do with the aggression and how I handle it as far as teaching a dog to be stable in an environment with this caliber of dog so the dog doesn't become mean, okay? And it all revolves around environmental saturation is what I call it. And I look at it and I try to get you guys to understand that it's much more important to understand this environment. Yeah, what happens? Didn't taste good, did it, huh? Bad dog, that's good. Good. So there we go about teaching a dog to learn from consequences. That was a great example. He got into something and Mother Nature kind of helps it protect itself probably. A little bit of needles in the mouth or whatever. Little fuzzy stuff that doesn't want to leave the mouth. We'll get into some of those other conversations. I've talked about it before, about how animals, all animals on God's green earth, learn from consequences. He's going to stick his nose in a thing of ants here pretty quick. No. Good boy. Good. Good. And I'm giving him that little sound. I started that years ago. I always kind of like to think Caesar got that from me, to be honest with you. But it's just breaking the dog's mind out of whatever they're doing and getting them to take that gear and put it into another place. And I look at it kind of like the mind as being a transmission. And it's flowing along. You go to shift gears. You throw it into another gear and let that gear pedal go, and you're now in another gear. So you're basically doing that when you give a break. Breaking their mind, and you could use a tap, you can use all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be that sound, but it sounds a lot easier. And then I use for leave it. I don't usually leave a word. People start to get out there and they say leave it, and they're doing all these training and they're saying leave it, la-ah. And I usually go la-ah is my sound. And again, it's more body language. Buddy, good buddies. Good boy, good. That's my boy, good. I'm more of a body language type of a thing, and I'll use my guttural type of a la-ah. And I'm going to do that now. He's going to probably stick his nose in this damn ant pile coming up. He's at that stage, see, and I sense this, and I know where they're at, so I kind of right away go towards my training program of different things. La-ah, la-ah. And I'm not going to let him get around there, but I'm starting to, this is kind of your leave it, okay? A lot of people say leave it. I don't like putting it into verbal. I want you to learn to use your body language, your voice tone, and understand how a dog learns. They pick up on body language, they pick up on voice tone. A lot more important than your verbal leave it, okay? And then you're putting it into a human connotation. It doesn't signify as much as it would if you understand that the dog picks up on body language, voice tone, and what you're after. I don't know what he's wanting, but he's wanting something over there. All right, buddy, come on. Buddy. Oh, we're going to get in trouble, are we? Yeah, good dog. Didn't see a rabbit or nothing. He just wants to get up underneath the fence. All right, buddy, let's go. Now, I'm just going to walk away from him now and see how long it takes him to figure out that I'm not here. Buddy. Go, buddy. Let's go. Come on, buddy. Let's go. We're going. Come on. There we go. Go, boy. That's a boy. That's a boy. Needless to say, we can't do this stuff out in public. You got to have a control factor, a leash, something that gives you control over the animal. Good boy, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Good boy, buddy. Yay. And this one's going to be a little bit jumbled. So we're in our indoor vocabulary. Real heavy at this point, at about 9-10 weeks of age. We've already been doing it, needless to say, but I'm accenting it now because it's something I'm more cognizant and aware of for as far as their age, where their head's at, and what they're into in life in general. Yesterday, I was really appreciate you guys' comments, because it's not a matter that I don't know it. It's just a matter that sometimes you don't stop and think. And somebody mentioned that the male and the female being together all the time would cause them to be more into themselves than they would be to me. And it's very true. It's very true. Separating them is something that I'm thinking about right now. I've got to get another holding pin out here to be able to do that. And I've been using this competitive attitude with the two of them to want to compete, to eat, and to keep their appetite up, and etc. But see how he's dominating her? I'm going to end up pulling them apart because I don't want him dominating her. And his point was very well taken, or her point, whoever made the comment, in regards to them becoming reliant on each other too much. And so we want to do that. So I'm going to separate them. I'm probably going to have to get another kennel. This is just a holding pen, but I'm going to buy a kennel to put out here and have another holding pen for my dogs out here. So we're going to be doing that. So people, places, and things, we're going to start working on that program real heavy. We already have, but I wanted to kind of accent it in some of my videos coming up. And what I do with my environmental saturation, okay? I don't look at it. I don't like the word of socialization, because everybody uses it too dang much, and your concepts of it, your perception of what socialization means is skewed. You think that means that I want my dog to be friendly with other dogs. No, I don't. What I do want is my dog not to be reactive. There's the difference, okay? In a dog's world, they have territory, they have packs, they stay within their packs. They don't need to be everybody's friend, okay? I'm not raising a foo-foo. I'm raising a working dog that's going to be doing a job. And even if I did that, I wouldn't go to a dog park. And we've had that discussion before. If you do a lot of looking at the vids, you should start running into people that feel the same way I do, that we believe that dog parks are like Russian roulette. They only takes one time for another dog that's over precocious or a little bit of a bully to end up nailing your young puppy or your developing dog, or getting into a dog fight. And that stuff never leaves the animal. They end up learning from it in a negative way, where they end up getting fearful and they end up becoming fighting, etc. You don't want that, okay? So we don't go into dog parks. We don't socialize. We don't care about the dogs being getting along with other dogs and being in a classroom situation where everybody gets along and everything's rosy and keen. It doesn't happen that way in my world. I don't do that. And if you do, you're playing with fire, because you're going to end up getting your dog ruined, because it only takes one time for that dog to have a negative. These developmental stages, for sure, where that negative will turn into a major problem for you. And I know there's some people that get into that lifestyle. They go out there with their coffee and their cigarettes, and they let their dogs romp in the dog parks. And it only takes once. You see dogs that end up getting sick because of diseases that are transmitted in that kind of environment. But also, more importantly, they become reactive and they have dog fighting problems. And you never can reverse that stuff to a full extent. It's something that's always going to be a pain in the butt. Now Daisy's starting to dominate him. That's pretty good. Hey, come here. I'm going to have to separate you two, obviously. So we don't want this to be happening. So I'm going to be separating them the next couple of days. And they'll start living a little bit more, a lot less together. We don't want to have this going on. and that dependency on each other, exactly what he was talking about. They end up becoming dependent, and then they get what I call it handler bound, but you can have the same thing with the two dogs where they get dependent on each other to the point where when you try to separate them, they end up going crazy because they can't live without the other dog with them. So it becomes a problem. The point was well taken. Another person chimed in from Australia yesterday, which was nice of them, and they were made a mention how that I was going to handle the aggression and how I got these guys to be stable, worthwhile animals in today's society, without poor buddy, without all right, you two, that's enough. I'm gonna end up separating you. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Heck with it. Come on, Daisy, let's go. All right, come on, Daisy, we're gonna put you over here. I'll have to put Joker somewhere else. Come here, Daisy. Daisy, good girl, good. Come here. She's gonna romp. I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta go to work. A lot of dogs to scoop and things to do. Daisy.